Hola, today we're going to talk about a study strategy called cuatro columnas, or 4 columns. The truth is that this study strategy is a little bit tedious. It takes a long time. It is very focus intensive. And so I wouldn't recommend using it with a full vocabulary list, but if you have 10 to, I don't know, 25 or 30 words that you're really struggling with, the spelling, the meaning, this is going to be a really great study strategy for you. So here's how it works. Materials wise, you only need 3 things. You need 1 piece of lined paper, a pen or a pencil, and your vocabulary list. And here's how it works. So for step 1, you're going to take your lined piece of paper and fold it in half twice lengthwise. For those of you who have heard the difference between hamburger and hot dog fold, you're doing the hot dog fold twice. So in the picture there, you can see the hot dog fold, and you're going to do it 1 more time. So you've folded a total of 2 times, and when you open it up, you end up with 4 columns in your paper, so it looks like this. In step 2, you're going to do 2 things. You're going to label your columns, so the first one is going to be English, the second Spanish, the third English, and the fourth Spanish. And then you're going to fill in the first 2 columns using your notes. So we're going to use our notes in our first 2 columns to make sure that we are accurate in the meaning, and that we are accurate in the spelling. So you really want to take the time to make sure that you've written them properly here. So we're going to use colors for today for our example. So we've got red, rojo, blue, azul, green, verde, yellow, amarillo, orange, anaranjado, and purple, violeta. Once you guys have this step done and you've written all your words into your first 2 columns, you can go ahead and put that note sheet away. You don't want to be looking at it anymore. So now that we have our first 2 columns finished, we're actually going to fold that English column back. So you can see in the photo here, we can no longer see the first English column. Once that column is folded away, you're going to use the Spanish column to help you fill in the English column. So you'll be looking at rojo, azul, verde, amarillo, anaranjado, and violeta, and your job is going to be to fill in that English column based on the Spanish. So this column is checking the accuracy. Do you know what rojo means? Do you know what verde means? Do you know what anaranjado means? And you're filling them in. Once you fill them in and you're sure about your answers, you're going to go ahead and open that paper back up so that it lies flat and check across your paper, across your columns to make sure that you are correct. So red is correct, blue is correct, green, yellow, orange, and purple, all correct. If you get one wrong or you couldn't think of it and you left it blank, you want to go ahead and fill it in now so that you have the right answer. In step 5, you're going to fold back the English and the Spanish columns so that the only thing that you can see is the new English column that you just wrote in. Once you've got them folded back, you're going to go ahead and fill in the Spanish column from the English column. So you're going to go through red, rojo, blue, azul, green, verde, so on and so forth. This column is going to be the hardest because it's checking your accuracy and it's checking your spelling. It's a lot harder to go from English to Spanish than it is to go from Spanish to English. So when you're studying, you want to make sure that you can do that English to Spanish step. That's going to be the hardest part. So now what we're going to do once we finish that column is open it back up. And again, we're going to check across those columns. So do our rojos match? They do. Do our azules match? They do. Do our verdes match? Yes. Oh, all right. Amarillo, we put an extra R in there. So you want to mark that on your sheet and fix it. Anaranjado, we used an H instead of a J. So again, you want to mark that down and fix it. And violeta looks good. So you're going to go ahead and mark them down so that you know which ones you still need to study and which ones you're done with. Red, you're done with. Blue, done with. Green and purple, you're good with those. But yellow and orange, you might want to take a look at them again. Now, the cool thing about 4 column is that you can actually use it in more than just Spanish. You can use it in science if you're working on the periodic table to go from the element's name to the element's abbreviation. You can use it in English when you have vocabulary words and definitions that you're practicing. You can use it in history for dates, battles, important people, and the list goes on and on. So this is really a great tool and a great skill that spans not only through language, but in all of your other classes as well. If you still have questions about this, please come see me and let me know. Good luck.